Welcome back. The first Democratic presidential debate has just wrapped up in Las Vegas tonight. And we want to bring in One America's Ash Kargaran. Ash has been closely following the presidential election. He was at the last GOP debate and was most recently at the Sanders campaign stop in Arizona. Ash, what were the biggest takeaways from tonight's Democratic debate?
Yes, Bernie Sanders participated in his first ever presidential debate Tuesday night, allowing the American public to get to know the Vermont senator better. But many already know about the self-proclaimed Democratic socialist, as he significantly cut frontrunner Hillary Clinton's lead in national polls. Now, during the debate, Sanders called for campaign finance reform in order to keep billionaires out of elections. He also defended his label as a Democratic socialist, defining it as wanting income equality, universal health care, and free education. With regards to the crises in Syria, Sanders says he would call on an Arab coalition to take the lead in the country and would not send in U.S. ground troops. He also claimed Russian President Vladimir Putin will end up regretting his decision to take independent action in Syria. Sanders' position on gun control laws has been called into question, and he was asked about his questionable voting record on the issue. He addressed the concerns by saying he does not support holding gun manufacturers responsible for mass shootings, but does support instant background checks and mental health support. Sanders claims to have never run an attack ad during his entire 40-plus years as a politician, so it should come as no surprise that he did not attack Clinton or any other candidate directly during the debate. He was even giving a softball question to attack Clinton regarding her email scandal, but instead said he was sick of talking about it. Now the question remains, if Sanders does win the Democratic nomination, can a Democratic socialist win the national election when more than half the country says it would not vote for a socialist? Meanwhile, former Virginia Senator Jim Webb stated he is the only Democratic candidate with military experience. He also defended his criticism of affirmative action, saying the Democratic Party should focus on providing a voice for all Americans. Webb spent a good amount of time arguing with the moderators about not having as much speaking time as other candidates, and he did not receive much support from the crowd. Former Rhode Island Governor and Senator Lincoln Chafee touted his record of lowering taxes in his home state. When asked about changing parties, Chafee says while his party membership switched, his stance on issues never wavered. Now, only time will tell if these quote-unquote underdogs will be able to use the debate platform to increase their poll numbers. Back to you at the desk.
Ash, with the exception of an undecided Joe Biden, there are 6 Democrats in the race. Obviously, there was only 5 there tonight. One was noticeably absent from tonight's debate. Where was Harvard law professor Lawrence Lessig?
Well, Lessig's poll numbers were so low that he did not receive an invite from the DNC. Now, what's interesting is that we know his main reason for running is to reform campaign finance laws, and he says he would resign from office after making his changes. As far as where Lessig will go from here, he's hinted at running as an independent if the Democratic Party continues to treat him unfairly, as he says they have.
All right, Ash, thank you very much. And keep it right here on One America News, because we will have poll results from tonight's debate.